Today on Business Success in Six with Stacie, I have Luke Gassick here from Lake 11 Brewing in Medford, Wisconsin. Luke, thanks for jumping on with me.
Thank you for having me.
It is my pleasure. You've been in business about 9 months now, and you've got a really neat story. I would love to talk to you about Lake 11 Brewing and what you're doing in the town of Medford, Wisconsin. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. When people ask you what Lake 11 Brewing does, how do you describe your business?
The biggest thing is craft beers. It's just a little niche market that's here and it's available. And yeah, it's really just getting the public involved and trying to getting people through the doors to have a different type of beer.
Totally. Well, and we were talking before I pressed record, and craft beers is something like you have a whole subculture following of people that will travel all over the state of Wisconsin to try great beer. So how has that affected you?
I think it's really helped out. It's like starting to get in different pamphlets, like Hot Passport and different things like that, where people start seeing it pop up on their app as a new brewery, and people just flock to them. It's on the opening weekend, I had people from northern Wisconsin to Milwaukee showing up.
Cool. And that's crazy that there's even an app for that, like that you can go and find different amazing breweries like yours. It's so neat.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you never thought about it, and there's more than just like one of the booklets that you can get, or more than one of the apps. You can get multiple ones.
Oh, wow. So you started your business 9 months ago. What were your plans when you started, and how have they changed?
The biggest change has been in probably the venue. Like in the initial startup plan, I had, oh, man, I've probably gone through like 10 different buildings in downtown or on Main Street in Medford. I had multiple purchase offers. They fall through because of the the environmental condition of it's like some of them were old gas stations, so I was starting to do phase ones and phase twos for them. So it was like soil testing and different things like that, where
Okay.
that process could drag out the acquisition of the building for me.
Sure.
Otherwise, it was, yeah, just looking at a lot of different buildings and seeing which would work. Because I didn't want to have too too much or remodel work. Um,
Yeah.
like the place that I have now was an old furniture store, so
Oh,
it was
cool.
just a big giant open space.
Very cool. So you've got like a clean canvas, white canvas there that you can just design and add to, right?
Yeah, so it was really great. It was like I really appreciate the openness, and it made it a lot easier for planning out to design the brewery.
Absolutely. So I know you have your hands in a couple of different businesses right now, and you're really trying to revitalize Medford, Wisconsin. What is the biggest way that you impact the community?
I think of the biggest thing is making it so it's more of a destination. It's not a single, it's not just one business. We have multiple businesses that are starting up, and some that have been going for a while, and you're trying to promote each other a little bit. And like we have different events. Like I'll use an example. Just a couple months ago, we had a burger night.
Okay.
So it was Uncommon Ground, which is a coffee shop. So they have the commercial kitchen. So they were making the burgers. And then we had the brewery as the place basically where people were eating. We had Grandpa's Meats doing fresh, never frozen burgers. We had We Grow food farms doing they had lettuce and tomatoes and garlic scapes and different things. And then I'm gonna get this one wrong, so I'll apologize to him. It's Rue de Bungaloo
Okay.
farms too, and they do mushrooms. So then that was what they use for the mushroom sauce, and then all of us worked together for the beginning of it, and then during that night there was representatives from all of us. I was like cooking and running food, and it was just five different businesses that came together. And that's how small towns have to be, and that's how you grow each other.
Totally agree. That's how they thrive. And, I did an interview a while back with a restaurant just north of Milwaukee. And this gentleman, he's actually from England, but he talked about, he said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And like, I always think about that now. And that, I mean, that's where abundance comes from. And that's how we all thrive. Instead of having that mindset, oh, if they're getting money, then I'm not going to get that money. It's no, let them thrive and my business is going to grow. And what you're doing in Medford is absolutely incredible. And I love that you're revitalizing the area and reusing or repurposing businesses that aren't there anymore. So lots of great stuff.
Yeah, and we have, it's like right down the road, new little Mexican restaurant popped up, and
Oh,
it's
awesome.
great. So they're delivering food here, and because I don't have a kitchen or anything at the brewery, so I allow food to come in, and
Absolutely.
it's always like, hey, I have a board or a wall with just menus from
So
places
cool.
I'll deliver.
So I know you have a little friend, Hops. Is Hops allowed to be in the brewery at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're dog friendly. That's another
Okay.
reason that I don't have a kitchen
Right.
because
So
I
you
can't
can
have
have other
dogs.
friends.
Yeah.
Huge. I just got a puppy in April and you can't leave them in a kennel all the time, right? So if you wanna meet with other people, going to places like Lake 11 are great. So you can bring our furry friends too. Cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was trying to get her to come over here, but she won't.
Okay. She's
She
afraid of
might be
me.
napping, or she'll show up one sooner or later.
Right. Awesome. I love it. So, in the past 9 months, what is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners could learn from? I know you talked about finding the right building and your backgrounds in natural resources. There she is. Is it he or she?
She.
There she is. Hi, Hops. Aw, what a sweetie. Hi. Aw.
Yeah,
So,
she's had a rough day brewing.
oh, I bet. A total. So, what is one challenge that you have faced that other business owners can learn from?
Um, I think the biggest one is just like, and it for me it's just been again like the support. I mean, well, I shouldn't say that. Like I've had a good like family friend support, community support and everything like that, but it's also like getting people to come through the door, I think is my biggest challenge. Just because of it's something different.
Sure.
And it's like we opened just after like kind of the pandemic ended kind of thing.
Yeah,
Um, and I think people are still in like a COVID hangover is what I'm calling it. So it's like, oh,
totally.
we're used to going to work and going straight home because that's all we could do. now
Right.
it's now it's trying to get people to change that back to being like, hey, let's go have a beer or two after work.
Yeah.
Let's because that's all,
Unwind.
like have a little happy hour with coworkers and then go home, cook, do what you need to do.
Totally. Interesting. And you said Medford, for those of the viewers that don't know where Medford is, it's northwest of Wausau. So you really are in the central of the state on the way to the Northwoods or in the Northwoods. And you had mentioned that it's somewhat of a pass-through town, but that's starting to change as well, correct?
Yeah, it's a pass through because it's always like everybody's going up to Phillips or um Minocqua or
Yeah.
Holcomb. Like there's all kinds of different places. Medford has I mean, it's a small town, it's 4,000 people ish,
Okay.
but we have a huge amount of industry in here. So we have um Tombstone Pizza, well, it's now like Nestle, and then there's Pep's Pizza, there's Sierra Pacific windows, Herd windows. So we have huge industries that bump up our population to 10,000 people or more during the day.
Wow. Okay.
So, but yeah, but and it's people, so we have a huge population that's here working, but it's not a huge town overall.
Sure. Interesting. But there is opportunity there. And that's something that, you look at. Okay, we have all these people coming in, you're not asking them to buy a keg or anything. Just come on in and relax a little bit, create community.
Yep. Yeah. Have a beer, play some games, it's just kind of a way to get out.
Absolutely. And decompress. So what does the future look like to Lake 11 Brewing? And do you have an exit plan?
Um, Not really. too old. I figure I'm not old enough to have an exit plan, but I always think I should.
Okay.
It's it's kind of one of those things where I'm slowly figuring it out. You know, it's like I have a rough idea on what I need to do, but for an exit plan, but it's still,
Yeah.
10 years off at the earliest.
Well, it sounds like you're enjoying yourself as well. So it's hard to think about getting out of something that you enjoy, right?
Oh yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's mainly like I don't have any kids, so it's like maybe one of the nieces or nephews would take it over or something like that.
There you go. That's awesome. My final question for you is all subjects open. What inspires you most?
I think it's just the community. Like it's the challenge of making Medford a destination. There are different events that, like, it's setting up different events. Like we just got done with Grass on the Black, which was like a 3-day music festival.
Oh, cool.
So, it's like getting people to come for that. And then just had a street dance last week that was put on. There's huge, we have a huge amount of recreation around here,
Yeah.
from the Ice Age Trail, because we have like one of the this Taylor County has the longest part of the Ice Age Trail than any other county in the state.
Wow.
So there's different events, like there's um a ultra marathon that's happening up there in August,
Oh
and
my gosh.
there's stuff like that where it's like we can become a destination or get more tourism. It's just that we need to make it a better place. We need, it's like make it so it's has that appeal as a
Mhm.
destination.
Well, it sounds like you're on track for that right now. I know you're like you said, you have a framing art gallery, and then you have this children's performance center that you're creating as well. So lots of different things are going on. So keep up the great work. Congratulations on opening up this brewery. I wish you so much. Thank you so much. Now, if somebody wants to stop in Medford to connect with you to try your awesome beer, what's the best way for them to connect?
Usually on Facebook is probably the easiest. Otherwise, we do have the website, Lake 11 Brewing. But yeah, Facebook usually has the most updates, and
Awesome.
kind of keep that going.
And the events are on there that are going on as well.
Yeah, I try to make sure I have something going on from, we have, man, Wednesday nights are usually like cribbage and euchre and puzzle nights. And then
Awesome.
Thursdays we have trivia, and like I try to do like exercise fitness Thursday for an hour.
Oh,
Um, right. Yeah. So it's like the fitness thing. It's like you come in at 5, go walk around the mill pond or do something for an hour, come back, have a beer, and you get a punch card. 5 punches, you get a free beer.
oh, that's awesome. Do
Uh,
burpees and then burp out your beer.
no, no, it's supposed to be 90 degrees, and I'm supposed to go play ultimate frisbee today.
Ooh,
It's not going to be good.
just
Um,
cold beer. Cold.
yeah. So yeah, so we just have a ton of events that are constantly going on. Like now coming up, we'll have the beer festival in Marshfield, and then there's the chair fair. So that's a fundraiser for downtown.
Oh,
There's
awesome.
well, but first there's the Taylor County Fair that's this weekend
Okay.
into July, and then there's Rumble Fest, which is a car show this weekend. There's the chair fair. Then there's Park Fest where they have music coming in. I think it's Keith Anderson coming in to play on Thursday, uh, August 17th. I think
Okay.
that's right, Thursday. So yeah, so there's just a lot of different events to get people that don't know what's around here to come and visit a little bit.
Explore that beautiful area and that Ice Age Trail. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I wish you luck.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care.
All right, bye bye.